What makes relationships last?
Our relationship has had its ups and downs, but what we've found is good communication holds everything together.
We decided to dedicate time every week to not only strengthen our relationship, but stimulate personal growth.
Strong relationships are built on strong communication.
Welcome to Date Night Conversations.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Date Night Conversations. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Greg.
And in this video, guys, Greg and I are going to ask each other 3 random questions we have never asked each other before.
I was really excited for this one tonight, like more so than normal.
Why
I don't
do
know
you
why.
think that
I
is?
have no idea, but like in the middle of the day, I'm like, yes, we're gonna do our date night tonight. I'm like excited for those questions.
Yeah. Guys, these questions really stimulate deep thinking. And nothing feels better than being able to process your thought in a clear manner where a question just takes you to a place you've never been before, mentally.
You just got to talk it out and it turn into some serious conversations.
Right.
And sometimes looking for the answer, forget how you started, and then all of a sudden, like, how did we end up here? Oh yeah, and it brings you back to that question.
Yeah, it's just good conversation, good
Absolutely.
vibe,
Yeah.
good growth. All right, so you ready to get into it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, my first.
You're first.
I'm so excited, guys. Okay, question number 1. Would you rather be the funniest or smartest person in the room? I feel like that's an easy question.
I'm going with smartest because I think if you're smart, you can actually relate to people also. You don't need to use humor necessarily as your main interaction point. Does that make sense? It's your main point of interaction. And being smarter, you kind of learn more as you're talking to people because you know how to talk to people and ask questions. It will give you better understandings of
Provoke thought.
Yeah. As much as I'd like there to be someone in the room who is funny like that because I like being around those people too. So I can look at it from that way. Just from where I am right now, I like to be the smartest.
I think that's like totally fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about it.
I agree with you. So
you think
me?
Smartest? Why? Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to go? I think smartest because I think it depends how you define smart. But I think typically smart people, my definition, are people that always want to be stimulated and grow. So smarts for me would be people that critically think outside the box all the time. And I think with being able to do that and appreciate different perspectives on life, help you grow as a person where you can help lead other people to feeling the same and appreciating the world for what it is.
Right. That's looking at smart from your perspective of
That's why
smart.
I said it depends how
because
you want to
it could be, the person who has the most knowledge in the room. Like, I don't need to be recognized as having the most knowledge in the room.
No, but I think when my definition of a smart, you're like, wow, that person taught me something. Like
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. That
yeah.
I think being smart, you talk to people in a certain way and learn from people.
Yeah, and it's also like
that's how you become smart.
Yeah, and it's also like the confidence that is exuded with it.
Yeah.
It's like, like some people are not as confident, so they don't come off as, particularly leaders to help you grow, but
I agree that there's some sort of a
confidence level with it.
Yeah, and also the way you're perceived to other people.
Yeah, exactly.
By other people.
Yeah. So I really think that I would choose being smart over funny. Meanwhile, I do like a good laugh. Like, I think laughing is so good for your soul, but I like to always be stimulated and I like higher level thinking.
What if the smartest person in the room is also the funniest person in the room?
That's a bonus.
Yeah, because I think there's some comedians out there that are really intelligent people.
Yep, absolutely.
And they're the same. They're in that place where they grow and they learn and they listen and they observe and they're able to interact and put a humorous spin on things that would be a little more controversial, and you can actually like relax about it.
Absolutely.
I think that's pretty smart.
Yes. Like, if I had the opportunity, I would just even speak to Dave Chappelle.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Great minds think alike.
I think he's a really intelligent guy, and his comedy comes from
his comedy is an understanding, a real grounded understanding.
Like someone actually looking at that from a real perspective.
Yeah.
Understanding.
I think that would be an ultimate goal if we had the opportunity to speak to Dave Chappelle. Like, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, that would be an experience.
Yeah, it would be an amazing one too.
Just let conversation go, something like this, and see where it ends up in the stuff that you talk about. And the way his perception of topics and situations.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah. I think so.
Wow.
All right. Should we throw it back to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. We're going to throw it back to you, but let's read the question one more time.
Would you rather be the funniest or smartest person in the room?
All right, guys. Let us know. You know what to do. Drop a comment down below. All right, so we're moving on to question number 2. And it's your turn, babe.
Question number 2. What do you wish you could go back and tell yourself 10 years ago? That's an interesting question. I got to think back to where I was 10 years ago.
For me, 10 years ago?
Oh, wow.
That's
a significant time for me, for both of us, because that's right before we met.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It really is. It would be just to make careful decisions. Do things you won't regret.
But do you actually regret anything from back then? Like, if you went back and told yourself that 10 years ago, how would yourself 10 years ago take that?
I say,
like, would it change anything?
I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
life
exactly.
is great. Like, you always think when you're in it, like, it's fine. But seeing outside, or anyone looking from the outside in, sees it differently.
But you're you today.
Yeah.
And you get this one moment to go back in time and tell that version of you 10 years ago something. What would you tell them?
That's a tough question for me, because I'm trying to pinpoint a time. And 10 years ago today, I was pregnant with Amaya.
Yeah. Okay. So again, you're pregnant with Amaya. What would you go back and tell yourself?
Discipline the kid right from the get-go.
See, when you actually think about it.
Yeah. Because it's difficult raising children. And sometimes you're thinking to yourself, like, where did I go wrong? Did I not discipline enough? Like, am I too nice? Because I find, sometimes I can be really lenient.
I believe that if you went back and told yourself that, you would think that what you're doing is enough. And you still wouldn't realize till later that how important the early years are in the development of a child. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're just at a place where I'm going to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the way I'm going to do it is going to be in the right place. So even if me told me that, it'd be like, how do you know what is enough when you have no other experience, nothing to compare it to?
Right.
So I'm just saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. You're just like, you have something to compare it to, which is why you try to change it the way you're changing it. But if you do change, if we were able to change the situation and tell our past selves that, then we wouldn't have the conscious and the experience, and we'd be missing out on another segment. You wouldn't know, because life is all about ultimate growth. Like, you're constantly learning. I totally get what you're saying.
So I think that experience is important for you, and you should appreciate it also.
Okay.
So I think that's just my opinion. I don't want to take it away from you.
Yeah, but Amaya is such a sweet girl. She's really sweet. She's so artistic, and she's a girl with smarts. And I remember me being her age, it was like finding where you fit in the world. And that only continues to grow. You know what, though?
She knows what she enjoys. There's things that she's really passionate about, things that she really likes.
Yes.
And she has her comfort level for all things.
Yeah, she does.
And she likes to be comfortable. And when you sit back and let her be, like, she's the most amazing kid. And it's being able to work within that zone for her.
Yeah. As a mom, and, like a young mom, my goal was always, I've said it before, to like have kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I have my babies, I'm gonna love them like so much. Like, I don't want to smother them, but they're just so awesome to have, and it's such a blessing, and I appreciate each and every one of them. But life never prepares you when they're approaching puberty, and they're just the attitude that comes with
But
it.
no, you know what? Every child is different.
You're right.
And right now, you're like, you can feel that there's an aspect of that that's rubbing negatively.
Yeah.
But I believe everything you're doing is going in the right direction.
Okay.
And I think that you're going to another time to focus on a point that you really don't need to.
Okay.
Because how good have you felt this past week?
Amazing.
Exactly. So everything is going in the right direction.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's beautiful,
So,
yes. Just focus on that.
Exactly.
Focus
That's what
on
it all comes down
the
to.
here and now.
So,
yeah.
here's what I suggest. If you were to go back and talk to your younger self 10 years ago, that's what I would tell her.
Just enjoy the here and now.
Focus on the positive aspect. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because yeah, everything
more
is
focus
working
on the
so well
positive.
and everything's going in a fantastic direction. And seriously, everybody's working together and communicating, and it's the best it's been.
Yep.
Right?
You're right.
So even though there's some tough times, you're learning to cope by focusing on the positive aspects, and everybody's
Yes.
feeling better in this scenario, in this situation.
You're right. The co-parenting is so on
Right.
point.
Everybody's working together right now.
Yeah.
And it's making
amazing.
such a big difference, letting everybody work with her. Instead of just you or us during
by
the week,
ourselves. Yeah.
and then dad just on the weekends.
Oh my gosh.
Being able to, we have the opportunity, because we're in lockdown and he's home from work, that he can work with her at school also. And because he speaks French, he has that better understanding. She's in French immersion.
Yeah.
And so he can provide her that while she's actually in her virtual learning.
And virtual is very
And so
challenging.
dad's able to sit with her and help her through it better. So he's like being a teacher's assistant. And how helpful is that?
So helpful.
Right.
Ryan's amazing.
And it's, again, bringing together that co-parenting
yeah.
and finding what works. And everybody has a whole new appreciation. We've
It's so
grown.
true, yeah.
All of us have grown from the situation.
Yeah. It's so true. I love it. Shout out to my family. Like, guys, we're doing it, and we're doing it all together.
Yeah, your mom's been helping,
Yep.
like significantly,
Yep.
and Ryan, and my dad. So
yeah, so we just need extra support with her virtual learning, because it's really difficult to keep the children on task and try to do our work. Having 3 kids, ages 3, 5, and 9. Right now, they're so little, they need our undivided attention, but at the same time, we still gotta work, we still gotta like sleep, we still gotta like eat.
right.
And it's like planning everything as a family and just sometimes running on their schedule
Mhm.
because they're priority.
So it's just making
Difficult.
it clear,
Yeah.
like we're still in lockdown.
Yeah.
We're still in a stay-at-home order here in Ontario.
Yeah.
The kids are still home from school doing virtual learning, so everything's indoors. The only thing you're going out for is you do exercise outside.
Yeah.
And the only thing open is retailers that sell essential items.
Yes.
So that's still the time we're in right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
how long? It's been like 6 weeks more. I can't remember. It was April 8th and we're at May 28th.
Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit that we've been in lockdown, and we're kind of like excited to resume being free in the community and being able to go to stores and just
Yeah.
look at things.
Okay. Now we're getting off topic.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
it's being at home, and I think that's really what's having the biggest impact on Maya right now.
Yeah.
Is that she's not having that interaction that she would normally have.
Yeah.
And that extra stimulation,
Yeah. You're right.
you know? So, okay.
I agree. All right, so it's your turn. What would you tell yourself 10
What
years
do you wish you could go back
ago?
and tell yourself 10 years ago? I would go back 10 years and tell myself to relax and just go with it. Focus on, don't be weighed down by the things that happen, because everything is going to work out.
Did you
Everything
find
happens
back
for a
then
reason.
your focus was weighing
Was
you
I
down?
able to do that? Because we say 10 years. I'm trying to think of where exactly I was 10 years.
So it was like the year before we met.
Right. That's where sort of I started going through a transition. I was going through a transition at that time. I wouldn't know how emotional it was going to be. Like, I wouldn't have known that at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, it's not that I want to go back and prepare myself, because I don't want to do anything to change anything that help bring me here.
Right.
Because I'm totally happy with where I am right now, and this is where I want to be.
Right.
Like, what if I did something that prevented me from
having this experience?
Yeah, like I am loving this experience right now. So, because that's the year before I met you, I want to make sure I still meet you like that.
Aww.
So it's more of just know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Anything that you experience, anything that you go through and you think you can let it go, it's going to be okay. Just go for the ride. And I think that would be
what you tell yourself 10 years ago?
It's going to be okay. You'll appreciate everything that comes your way.
Aww.
Just enjoy it. Because it's like, again, everything happens for a reason. And you are where you are today because of the accumulation of all those experiences, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're going to want those. And it's going to put you in a good place. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Like, that's how positive is that? That's amazing. All right. Should we throw it back to them?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're throwing it back to you, but let's read the question one more time. What do you wish you could go back and tell yourself 10 years ago? All right, guys. We'd like to hear this one.
I'm really curious.
Yep. So am I.
Yeah. Let us know your response to that question.
Yes. You know what to do. Drop a comment down below. All right, guys. So we're moving on to the last question. It's making me sad because I really enjoy the conversations. I think even within these date night conversation episodes, we're really learning. Like, you're really teaching me. Like, the here and now resonated really well with me tonight.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, finally I get it. Like, sometimes people are telling you things over and over and it's not until a certain moment where it's like,
Yeah, there'll be like an epiphany. It's
yes,
like,
I got it.
understanding.
Yeah, and it's like,
But here's what I've realized. To build on that is 6 months, a year down the road, we'll come back to the same topic. And you're like, I thought I got it, now I get it.
so,
And
oh my
then you
gosh, you'll hit an
realize-
epiphany again?
Yes, and you'll keep realizing
What?
that you thought you got it, you never have it. You're always getting it.
That's crazy. Babe,
Seriously.
that's crazy.
So once you get to that point where you feel like, I get it now, you just appreciate that because there's going to be a next level of understanding as you grow.
Wow.
And that keeps happening.
Guys, how mind-blowing is that? For me it is, because it's like I'm in an epiphany right now. So to me it's like
Yes,
that
there you go.
that spiritual high. It's like, oh my goodness, yes, and you're everything that I thought is like a major appreciation right now. It's like, wow, I so appreciate this. I so appreciate meeting you guys. I so appreciate these sessions. Like, it's like a wealth of appreciation and gratitude right now. And it's like, yes, I get it. But you're telling me this is
why
going to
I had
amplify?
that excitement earlier today. It was going to be a good one. Seriously. Because I had like an appreciation for it coming in. I was like really excited. I'm like, I want to get to that episode today.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with me.
Like excited on a different, like, because I usually look forward to it. I always look forward to it.
Babe.
I've never had a night where I'm like, oh, we're gonna do that tonight. Rather,
Oh, never.
No, this is like a priority.
And it doesn't
I love
matter.
it.
Like, guys, sometimes we're up to like 3 o'clock filming these episodes. It's just when.
Yeah, it's a priority.
Yeah,
it's just that.
it is. But it's like we gotta do it around the kids' schedule. Once they're in bed, once we work out. Like, we make a lot of things a priority, and we just get it done. So we're up to like
That's it. Yeah.
3, 4 in the morning filming.
Yeah, we're able to be flexible with our schedule. So.
It's awesome.
And we're always so happy we did.
Yeah.
They're filmed on a night where we get to sleep in the next day.
Yes.
That's what makes it
Yes.
convenient. So
Exactly.
makes it more flexible.
Absolutely. Okay.
Wow, we still got one more question.
Yes. So I'm really enjoying these conversations, and I just get so sad when we have to move on to the final question.
Never sad. Again, you appreciate it. Use
I
the right
appreciate
words.
it. I appreciate it, but I don't like the sessions to end. They're fun. I love the vibe. Okay.
It leaves you in a good high.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, sometimes the camera goes off and we're still talking about them.
Yeah.
Because it just comes back up again. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
10 years ago.
And then you wait for the comments. It's like, wow.
Yes, that's the other thing. So as we're filming this, earlier tonight, we posted one. So we'll be replying to comments from that episode. And then that brings up, again, conversations with us.
Yeah. The conversation just keeps going. It doesn't
because we're
stop.
like, oh man, look at this person's experience.
Yeah.
Man, look what they did for a living. There was one about all the different jobs you've had.
Yeah.
And the worst job, that was it. Like, look at all these horrible jobs, the experiences these people have had, seriously. But it's fascinating. So we're talking to each other about it, and then we're talking to you guys about it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so please share your experiences, share in the comments. Like, we love the conversation, we love the interaction.
Yes.
Okay, we got to get on to the last question.
Yes, we do. Okay.
Your question.
Me? Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. What widely accepted belief needs to be dead and buried?
Oh my God. You know what first one came to mind, like immediately?
Which
one?
I'm
just going to reread it to make sure I have this right. What widely accepted belief needs to be dead and buried? That to be in a relationship, you have to get married.
The minute you said, you know what came to mind, I knew exactly this is where it was going.
I find that like...
Go ahead, no, you express yourself.
It's going to change anyways, and I know it's going in that direction. People pick and choose the things they want to believe from the Bible, and they grow up with tradition. They take that belief like so wholeheartedly that they push it onto other people. That this is the right way, this is the only way, this is how it has to be. If you're serious, then this. And I'll just leave it at that. That's their belief. So much that I have to do this for myself, but you have to do it also.
I don't think that's fair.
Right, but that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And this is just obvious because we've never experienced it in life until YouTube.
Yeah.
The people in our circle, it's live and let live. And so to come on YouTube and have all these people say, just going
attack you for not being married. Like, we're not married, guys. We've been together for 9 years. And I think we're one of the happier couples out here.
I don't need an attachment. And then people say it's not just the attachment, it's you know, what happens to the kids if somebody passes, or what happens to the house. And
I'm like, we don't even think about that. Like
everything
life
is going to be all right.
Yeah.
Our families, everything is taken care of. There's never a concern. Why would people even have that as a focus in a relationship? But what if this? But what? You're creating situations that don't exist. Let it go. Again, this goes back to the previous conversation about keeping your focus positive and watch how everything goes in that direction.
Oh, absolutely. But I think you think on a different level, which is why we need the contrast in life, and it's okay for them to have an opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's...
I can appreciate that everybody has their own beliefs.
Right.
And it's, if that one, because all it is a belief, let it go. That answers the question. What widely accepted belief needs to be dead and buried? So imagine everybody just let that go and let people be. Like, why do you feel any anger towards somebody? Like, this is not okay. Like, no, it's only because of a belief that you feel that way. If you release that belief that everybody has to do what you feel you have to do,
the world will be a better place.
Everybody, like the peace instantly, just from that alone.
Yeah. It would be like magnified.
Like, why? Yeah. And okay, that's mine anyway, but there's so many beliefs, because that's just one that directly sort of affects me. And I'd rather, like, if that just, guys, it just keeps popping up. Like,
yeah. I get you. And there's people that are going to agree with you, and there's people that are going to disagree with you.
Oh,
and it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It's your opinion.
It's just to answer the question.
Yeah. There you go.
That, like, from my perspective or my point of view right now, that's a belief that I think should be let go for so many reasons.
Right.
But
that's okay.
It's also the first one that came to mind.
That's fine.
Everybody is free to have their own opinion.
Yeah, we all come
and their own beliefs. And there's a lot that you can't even help that you have that belief, because it's your own upbringing and it's what's been ingrained. And so I'm sure we have so many beliefs ourselves. And the belief that you don't need to be married to be in a relationship.
I agree.
Somebody else is going to be like, you got to let that go. The Bible says.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on this one. Absolutely.
That's yours also? Or if you had to say what widely accepted belief needs to be dead and buried. Yeah, I know people totally take offense to that. That's just my opinion.
Excuse me? You think it's okay not being married? You're going straight to hell.
Your hell?
Yeah.
Because my version doesn't have that. And that's...
Yeah, but we ain't gonna get into all of that. Thank you for your response. It was your opinion, and you can absolutely have that opinion. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You express yourself, baby. Okay, I'm just coming from like the same place because I agree. Like, we think very much alike when it comes to topics like this.
He's got you brainwashed, honey.
Yeah, okay. Let that be. My life's amazing. I feel amazing. And personally, you guys don't know our lives that much to make
I think a lot of people get the vibe that
but to make a concrete judgment like that, like,
no,
you can't
because
do that.
I think it kind of gets let go if they actually watch all the videos through and get a better understanding of who we are. Yeah, we'll do our own thing.
Yeah, I'll do me. I want to do me.
Live our best life.
Do you? Yeah. And that's what we're showing. So shout out to our supporters out there that are vibing with us because, you know, we know the world's very diverse and we're appreciative of that.
Yeah, appreciative of all you guys regardless of your opinions.
Yes.
And because there's some of you that come on and have issues, but you talk it out.
Yeah, and you're talking with us.
Yeah,
we're still vibing.
Communicating. It's still like, you know what?
You appreciate us.
And I appreciate the contrast, and I totally appreciate
that
perspective
be clear.
also.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Because again, it's interesting to learn other people and other people's beliefs. And it's different all over the world.
You don't have to agree, but you can respect. You can still respect people.
Totally.
Absolutely. I have nothing more to say.
Okay.
I am agreeing with you 100%.
I don't want to carry on forever.
No, it's okay. No, it's totally fine. It's not that. It's just that you're nailing it. And it's like, yes, I'm confirming that I concur with everything you just said. Because it's so positive.
Okay.
It's positive. You're saying I appreciate other people and their differences, but we can still respect and communicate. And that's huge.
That's what it comes down to.
That's huge. All right, guys, we're going to throw the question back to you. Let us know what you think. But first, let's read the question one more time.
What widely accepted belief needs to be dead and buried?
All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop a comment down below. So that was Date Night Conversations, episode 35.
Yep.
35.
I really enjoyed that one.
I enjoyed it too. It got a little bit spicy near the end, but
we'll see the responses to these
questions. It's all good, but we want to keep it real. We don't want to hide who we are or what we believe in. If you believe in what we believe, that's cool. We vibe. If you don't, you respect us. That's cool too. We vibe.
Yeah, I think that was a really real conversation.
But I think it was 100% real and coming from our hearts. No cap.
Interesting to rewatch this one.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. We're looking forward to interacting with you guys.
Yeah, please let us know your response to these questions. I'd look forward to reading them.
Me too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.